Hi there, and welcome back to Love is Patient 444. This evening, I was coming home with my kids from visiting family, and the most spectacular full moon was out there. So completely gorgeous on March 8th. Just spectacular, to the point where I had to stop and pull over the car and just admire it. And as I was looking at it, all I could think of was, the divine feminines. How splendid and glorious and mysterious and eye-catching. So I thought, in honor of that moon and its beauty, and even in the darkest moments, our path is lit, that I would do a reading on the energy that's out there right now for divine couples, okay? So I'm going to do a different spread. I'm going to do a different spread today. I've never done this one before. So let's see. Okay. I'm just praying in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I just pray that the messages come out that need to be heard by the collective. I thank you so much for your mercy and presence, and just please use me to give the right information, the right messages to those who are watching. Amen. Okay. I hope you are doing well. Oh, this evening, we're not taking these because I'm pulling cards in a certain way, you'll see. So we're going to look at the main energy that's going on this evening. All right, so I'm going to split the deck, and I'm going to take this card, which is the Stag, Trust and Thrive. So that goes in the middle. The subconscious energy is a card at the bottom, which is Set Your Sights Higher. And the card at the top for conscious energy is Mountain, Stand Your Ground. That's a pretty interesting layout. You would think mountains would be at the bottom to stand and Set Your Sights Higher would be at the top. But there's a reason for that. I already feel that off the bat, that things would seem topsy-turvy as I look at this, because Stargazer, Setting Your Sights Higher, should be at the top. That's your conscious energy. But in here, it's your subconscious. And then your conscious energy is Standing Your Ground, which for Mountain, because it's rooted, would be on the bottom. In the middle, it's Trust and Thrive. So I think you have to trust what is happening here, even though it doesn't look like it's necessarily making sense right off the bat. That is the feeling that I got here, but I don't want to speak too much. I want the cards to come up as they should to give you the messages that you need to hear and not my opinion, okay? So at the bottom of the deck here, of the Oracle deck, it's saying enjoy growth and reap rewards. So we're going to go a bit deeper, and then we're going to get a clarifier for all of these. And I'm going to draw the cards in the same manner, okay? All right, so divine couples. There's something going on in your life where you do need to stand your ground, but also reach further than where you think you're going or where you presently are. Okay, again, I'm going to cut the deck. This is the Hanged Man to clarify, Trust and Thrive. At the bottom of the deck, it's Five of Cups. Stand your ground, Five of Cups. Okay, that's the conscious. No, that's the subconscious. then your conscious is death and rebirth. Okay. What we're going to do next is take a look at the elements, the 4 wands, and see how they affect the reading for the twins. Okay, so I'm calling forward fire. Then I'm calling forward air. What is the air energy? Calling forward, okay, earth. Okay, easy. And then calling forward water. No. This one. And then what we're going to do is look at what was the big significant thing that pushed them forward, or that was what happened in the past that we needed to know about. You can't see all the cards. Yikes. I think that's better. Yeah. Okay. You. Okay. All right. So the main card here, and I should show you this. Look at that. Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So the main energy here for the divine couple is to trust and thrive. Trust and thrive. I feel that this is a message for each of you independently, which will work itself out to be for both of you and for the good of both of you. But this is a message for you independently. So to trust and thrive means to trust within yourself so that you can thrive. And this is going to require some different perspectives, some risk-taking, flexibility on your part. You know, I'm just going to talk about the cards and not hold them up all the time because it kind of interrupts my flow and what I'm supposed to be delivering to you. So I hope you understand that. So this, in order to trust and thrive, there needs to be flexibility, a newfound perspective, a different way of looking at things, being willing to reach deep and pull out what is necessary, even if it is maybe a scary place to go. You need to trust that you're being supported. So this is the Hangman. In this deck, she is hanging from, when I see this, I think of yoga silks. You know, when they do silks and they're doing all this aerial stuff and they're hanging from the ceiling and everything. There's an element of risk involved. Risk in going deep and pulling out what it is that you need, pulling out maybe what you're not even sure of, what you're going into, what you're stretching for, what you're reaching for. But at the base of this, there's a stargazer. And here it says that you're to set your sights higher than where they've been. So if you, for some reason, are in a negative energy, right? You're in a negative energy, you're not thinking positively, you don't have the best outlook right now, you're feeling troubled, you're feeling bothered, you need not reside or stay in that energy because it is important, right? It's important for you to, and while difficult, okay, so I don't want to make this seem light, but it is important to remain as positive, as high energy as possible, because it does benefit you. It does help you, right? And so first and foremost, as always, we're talking about you as an individual, and then we're talking about your person, okay? So this about setting your sights higher, whatever the situation right now that is causing you to stretch and maneuver and find ways to be flexible and bring it together and pull it apart and look at it from different perspectives, this is causing you to see perhaps the possible in what seems to be an impossible situation right now, right? And so for you to set your sights higher, that means you've got to let something go. Right down here is the Five of Cups. She's holding a cup, her foot is tipping over a cup, and there's 3 more that have already, it seems to me, have been emptied, right? And so because you have higher sights, whatever it is that you were holding on to, whatever it is that you were filling yourself with, whatever cup you were drinking from is no longer beneficial to you. And this is the sign and indication that you are to let it go, that you are to just free yourself from it, right? That you are moving towards something better, something brighter, that you've done the work, the flexibility, you've gone and you're thinking, you're pondering, you're watching tarot, maybe you're reading books, maybe you're looking at things about spirituality, and what to do and how you can grow and how you can move out of this energy, right? Because this is about you. And I think that's what both of you need to understand. I think once you realize that this journey is about you, the individual, you will not be so offended when your person does something, because they have lessons that they have to learn. There is growth that needs to take place, right? They're learning to get in touch with their emotions. They're learning how to feel. They're learning how to manifest. They're learning flexibility. All these things they didn't really have down pat before they got involved with you, right? And so what's beautiful is that there's a mirroring or a coming together of what you both need, but it's in a different, it shows up differently, okay? So maybe someone is always reluctant to let things go. Maybe someone has never really been flexible. Maybe someone has been a pushover, right? With mountains, stand your ground. Maybe someone has not been able to trust. And because you're not willing to trust, and because you're holding on, and because you keep to yourself, you don't get the opportunity to explore and experience your strength, explore and experience abundance and creativity, okay? So you both are in this journey together because you're connected. Watch here, look at my hands. I'm looking at the phone. You're together, but you still have your fingers to do what you need to do. You're joined here, right? But there's still actions that the masculine needs to take, and there's still actions that the feminine needs to take. I just had a revelation here. This side of the table is the feminine. Oh, uh-oh. Sorry, okay, it's back. This side of the table is the feminine. This side is the masculine. Okay, let's move up here. So we have mountains and stand your ground. Now, we've all seen mountains. The mountains that are portrayed here are strong and full of depth, and can also be a protector, but also very difficult to navigate. But they do stand the test of time, in spite of the cliffs and the jagged pieces and the caves and all the nooks and cranny that this is. And while the masculine is standing his ground, the feminine is going through a rebirth. There are some things, the Five of Cups, that she's laying aside, allowing death to take it, allowing that to just swoop down into whatever this this hole is, and to say goodbye to, because she is rebirthing and holding on to the Four of Pentacles, the things that are important to her, the things that matter, the things that are going to bring her forward. That's where she's focused. She's focused on her own abundance, and is doing her best to maintain some semblance of control. Because I feel in a way that there is a bit of a tower here on this side of the table, right? At some point in time, she's come to the realization that what she's doing is not working, which is why she's contorting herself in all manner of ways in order to figure out a way out of this energy that she's been feeling. And so understanding and knowing that, she's willing to let that go. I feel that the Death and Rebirth card and the Empress card play so nicely together. They play so nicely together because this here is an energy of things are changing. Change is underfoot, change is underway, right? That whatever lessons needed to be learned have been learned by the feminine. And now she's able to step in and secure what is important to her. And whatever it is that she feels that this Empress card represents for her. So be it that she wants to feel more secure in herself. She wants a rich, an abundant life, looking for, there's pregnancy here, so a family, to have a child, to give birth to new business ideas, to create new friendships, new relationships, to take whatever is hidden and birth it out so that it is a benefit to those who, be it that she knows or doesn't know. And it is the phrase "all systems a go" are coming to me when I look at this. Like, everything is working as it should, right? There is a thought, there is a creativity. Are these fish? Are these fish? Or are they wings? I don't know. This looks like... I don't know, I could be wrong. I mean, I do have my glasses on. It's kind of a combination of, where are we here? There. Of either it's wings, right? But when I look here, it kind of looks like it's fish. And fish are supposed to be, abundance and joy and creativity and life. Like, it's life-giving. But that's where the feminine is right now, okay? And what they're doing is they are creating their future. They are envisioning abundance. They are moving through the cycle, right? We can even be, as basic as the cycles, and use the seasons to identify that, right? So right now we're in winter. She's preparing to give birth to something that is going to happen into the spring and the summer, in preparation for the fall. Because this Death and Rebirth and this Empress, there is a connection here. There is a connection. Okay? And so, having been in this Hangman energy, she's been able to decide what to let go of, Five of Cups, and what needs to be held on and treasured in the Four of Pentacles energy here. Now, with this Knight of Cups energy here, this is her now willing to be in touch with her emotions in a balanced way. She has found her passion again. She's open to the unexpected, to the new, to new opportunity. And I feel like, honestly, this note, because there's a note in this card, has to do with the energy at the bottom of this deck. So there's going to be, she's balanced now. She's really working on balancing out. There's a understanding of what it is she needs to do for herself. And of course, underlying it is her passion for her masculine. Let's take a look at this side here. So we talked about overall setting your sights higher, which the feminine has done because she's moved on and made decisions that benefit herself because she's creating an abundant future. That's done. For the masculine, setting your sights higher means the low vibrational life that he's been participating in, the third party, fourth, fifth party situation that he's involved in. He's recognizing that he actually deserves more and he needs to let those go, right? And it could be work, it could be parents and family, it could be old ways of thinking, it could be letting go of fears. There's a whole bunch of things that can come up with this, okay? So it's not just, there's another person involved. Although this is a love reading, but I just don't want you to automatically always jump to the fact that, something's going on with somebody, okay? It's no good for your own psyche and your thought process. So that's why I don't like to harp and stay on those things. I think also here, this is a signal that the masculine has not always felt good, so they settled. They settled for less than. They settled for mediocre. They settled for things, people, or places that didn't mean all that much to them because they are kicking over whatever it is with their feet. The things that we cherish and care about, we don't use our feet to handle them. We just don't do that, right? It doesn't make any sense. We don't operate that way. Okay. So, and because they felt lowly about themselves, it's always been difficult for them to trust and thrive because they've put themselves in situations or aligned themselves with people who either have wanted to take advantage of them or wanted to use their brokenness for their advantage, right? Have wanted to have a sense of control, and because they weren't necessarily feeling good about themselves, they were willing to relinquish that to put someone else in the driver's seat, per se. But this here with the stag, because they've come to this realization, they have an opportunity to do something else. And that's why they're being called to stand their ground. So there's situations in their life where they're going to have to stand their ground. They're going to have to take their newfound perspective, believe in it, accept it, internalize it, so that they're clear about their position. So all the there's a sense of looking back. There's a feeling of assessment, and I feel that there's a bit of regret when I look at this deer, the stag. There's an air of regret here. However, these antlers here are, it's going to seem, well, it's not weird. At least not weird to me. These are, what do you call them? Receptors. He is connecting with his higher self, which is why he's been told to set his sights higher. Messages and insight is being received here. That's how he was able to figure out that he was that he has been self-sabotaging himself and your connection. And because he now has that realization, he needs to stand up to the mountains, to the challenges, to the difficulties that are in his life and that have somehow arisen because he has not operated from a state of awareness, that he has operated subconsciously. The other thing is, the beliefs that he held are deeply rooted. I want to show you this card. This is the mountain card. So this is the top of the mountain and that's the bottom. It's kind of like an iceberg. You know, you see very little at the top, but there's so much at the bottom. This is his belief system previously, right? And then he had a change in perspective. But they are deeply rooted. This is not going to be an overnight job. There's going to be some effort required here. And in so doing, they're going to have to rely on their strength, right? This is when they need to balance both sides of them, because it's coming across that with you, they would put on this fierce, strong lion that didn't take any mess and would say whatever it is that they wanted to say, and folks simply had to accept it, right? That was simply a shield because there was fear and doubt and a lack of confidence in oneself, a sense of rejection, a sense of being taken advantage of, a sense of not feeling worthy to be loved. And now, because of the experiences that they've had, they've been tenderized. You know, when you have meat and you hit it with a thing, or you put that seasoning on it that helps to soften the meat, they've been softened. Life has softened them. They have been less to react, less potent, less fierce in their reaction or their thought process of you. However, you will see them going forward. They're going to be a little bit more, let's call it lambish with you, right? They're going to be lambish. But with the mountains that they have to face, they're then going to start seeing themselves in a new way and trusting in their ability to speak their mind so that they can begin to thrive. There is a stability starting to grow here, a stability, a sense of calm, if you will, a sense of more self-trust, because they're starting to believe in themselves. They're feeling not as burdened, as weighted down. This process will be slow. The Knight of Pentacles is here. The process will be slow, okay? I think I said that already. Don't expect it to be. He's not going to Knight of Swords a situation. It's slow. He's like getting his sea legs or learning to go from crawling to walking. But in due time, he will be running and crashing into you in the most loving and beautiful of ways. The masculine is learning to find himself. The feminine has found herself. And do you see the mirroring that's happening here? You do the work, you get the perspective, you decide to let things go. You understand that there's a rebirth and a death, and you want abundance, and you're moving towards it. You haven't forgotten him. He's still here as the Knight of Cups for you. He's still, and the Knight of Cups is here. He's not coming in as a king. Recognize that. We have Page, and on the journey, there's going to be maturity. He's coming in as a Knight of Pentacles over there, and you are still seeing him in a Knight of Pentacles, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're going to continue to grow together. You're going to continue to grow together. And there's still lessons to be learned for both of you. Let me take this out. So please, is this the right way? Oh, this doesn't matter because it's all writing anyway. Just give me a card or two for this divine couple who, excuse me, is on their journey. Card's got stuck there. It's funny. Something is, I was going to say, telling me the number 3. So what is this? Companionship. When you fully bless and embrace, wow. Oh, come on. I'm going to hold these two up, okay? I'm going to hold this up and I'm going to read. Pay attention to these words. I haven't even read through the whole card. I just already know it's right. Ready? This says companionship. And even though, remember I said that you guys are here, but you're still experiencing what you're experiencing. You're on the journey together, yet separately, if that makes sense. You're still connected. But the divine feminine has her thing she's doing here, and the divine masculine has his things that he's doing here. Companionship is the name of this card. The underlying energy, which was causing a reason to have a new perspective, was the Lovers, okay? And the Lovers is about making a decision, right? It's also about making a choice. It's not just, oh, romantic love, oh. It's not. It's about making the decision to love unconditionally. So here we go. I'm going to read the card now. Companionship. When you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be with you. May I welcome this solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. There is not one card on here. Not one card. Not one card that has 2 people on it. Not one card. Not one. Not one. Not a card. Understanding you're connected, but you each have your own lessons that you have to learn. When you can accept all of who you are, or most of who you are, not all, because as I said, there's still work to do, but you're on your way, recognizing your worth, your value, questioning and challenging your mindset, putting new foundations in, letting the things that don't work for you go, holding on to the things that matter, still holding the space for the Knight of Cups to come in and to have that love. Taking things slowly, growth, development, but being passionate and open to new beginnings, because you can now balance and are learning to balance between being subdued and soft and flexible and being rigid like a mountain. Because by both of you going on your path together yet separate, you will be able to then trust yourselves and thrive, which will make it so much easier for you to trust one another and thrive. So this is your saying for the day, if you will. I welcome solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. This is gorgeous. I'm so super thrilled I could bring this to you. I never know what's gonna come out in the cards. Never. And when I'm I don't want to say when I'm present, because obviously I'm here, but whatever's coming out of me is coming out of me. Like this, man, Your aloneness, every card here. One person. One item. Anyway. Happy new moon. Happy new moon. I hope this message has helped you in some way, that it is served as an encouragement to you as you continue to progress on this twin flame journey. Wow. Wow.